understand you're supposed to like toys and play with things. That was my guy. That was my buddy.
Aw.
Yeah. And finally, he like made peace with the bowl.
Meet Waffle, a Brussels Griffon, and meet his mom, author and choreographer Marissa Alma Nick. We get to know them today on Industry Pets. Welcome to the show, Marissa Alma Nick. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. You know, I'm so happy that you are here and you're going to share the story. Today's episode is very special. This is an in memoriam episode of your puppy who, as we were trying to line up the interview, was with us, and as of the time of the recording of the interview is not with us. So today's episode is all about Waffle.
Yeah, that is a beautiful thing to do. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Now tell me about Waffle, and how did Waffle come into your life?
I had never had a dog, ever. I had cats growing up sometimes, but still, like, I wasn't a person with a pet. And I had a best friend. Well, her and Waffle were attached at the hip for the 10 years that she had him. From the moment she got him, wherever Julie was, Waffle was. And she unexpectedly passed away to suicide in January 1st of 2020. So also 2 weeks before that happened, I was in crutches from a right tear meniscus surgery. You know, the pandemic was looming. It hadn't happened. It was on its way. There were so many things that just like flipped upside down in my life. And so when I found out the news, I think it was my first question was if someone had called her sister yet. And then my second question was what happened to Waffle? Like, who's taking Waffle? And so I picked him up. It was just like an immediate sort of emotional decision. And I took him in. Like, he totally saved me these last 4 years in helping me kind of find my way, you know, through my own like super healing journey. I mean, yeah, and that's how I got Waffle.
You said you never had pets before Waffle or dogs before Waffle. So were you always a dog person? Did you like dogs a lot and just never owned one, or?
Yeah, well, I do have an allergy to short-haired dogs. But how I met Julie was on Craigslist and being roommates. So I lived with Waffle for a few years, you know. And I did love dogs. It wasn't that I didn't like dogs. It hadn't happened for me. You know, traveling a lot with dance and things like that. It just wasn't part of my lifestyle. But I just, I don't know. It was like learning on the go. I had to ask a lot of questions in the beginning, especially because she wasn't doing well in the end. So he also hadn't been, you know, well taken care of. His teeth were doing really bad. His hair hadn't been cut in a couple years. It was like a lot. But the love was instant. And I think anybody who loses somebody to suicide, one of the most complicated parts of that is you get all these unanswered questions. It was really difficult for me to reconcile my last moment with my friend, which was me basically being angry and closing the door in her face. It took years of therapy for me to get through. And one of the things that helped was I was able to take care of Waffle. And even even to the very end. And he had like his little heart condition. And so I had his vet, like we were very good friends with the vet at this point. And I really thanked them in the end because I said, they knew how I got Waffle too. And I said, the one thing I swore is that when I took Waffle in, I would take care of him the way I couldn't take care of Julie, and also make sure that he didn't suffer in the end the way that she did. That like became this purpose for me.
That's so beautiful. Thanks for sharing. What were Waffle's favorite toys?
Waffle didn't like toys. It really like, at first I was like, I don't understand. You're supposed to like toys and play with things. So I know that his breed, I learned some things. He was a Brussels Griffon, like the dog from As Good As It Gets. But I also got him at an older stage in his life, 10, 11. So he was not interested in toys. I tried all of them. Nothing. He liked being held. He liked being put in like the baby holders on your chest. He liked being like there. He just wanted to be held. He was never interested in toys ever. The time that I had him.
Did you like take him? Were you one of those take him everywhere with you dog moms?
Yes, because Julie did. So I was like, I wanted to keep it as close for him as I could. I mean, like when I had rehearsals, he was at rehearsal. I went to the grocery store. He came to the grocery store. And like the bike rides too. I really enjoy bike riding, and so I got, Julie would take she would take him bike riding with these little, the baby carriers. So I got one of those too. I would take him on the bikes. Just that was my guy. That was my buddy. Yeah.
And was Waffle a couch potato, or did he like to go on walks?
Both. Definitely both. I have to, I think if he wasn't older when I got him, he would have been less of a couch potato. Because he really did love exploring. Like I could, whenever we got to like a friend's backyard or a big park and he was off leash, like he just would not stop walking around and sniffing and exploring. Yeah.
If Waffle could have turned human for a day, what style of dance would he have been good at?
Let me see. What comes to mind is like Gaga dance, not Lady Gaga. It's this style of contemporary dance based in, coming out of this choreographer from Israel. And it's very, it's super gooey, and it's just very unpredictable. It doesn't look like, traditional contemporary dance. It's very unique. So that's what comes to mind because, and he liked to, he would always like shake it out and then like stop and pose. So it was just like, he was a little Gaga boy.
And you're also an author, so if Waffle could read, what would have been his favorite literary genre?
I feel like he's like a Napoleon. Like he sees himself as like this larger than life hero. So I would think anything that's like the hero, like a good, probably superhero story, like how Waffle would save the day.
Oh, nice. So he's curled up reading comics.
He's curled up definitely loving some comics. Yeah.
Nice. What were some of Waffle's quirky behaviors that you miss?
I don't know if this is quirky. Like I miss his sneezes and like his little prance. So I still miss, like I listen for him, like his little sneezes. It was like how he would like announce himself. It was kind of like a bark/sneeze. Yeah, the way he slept and snored, I miss, it's not even a quirk. It's the way he snored. I really miss like cuddling with him and like he was such a little dog and he snored so loud. Like it was insane. When I first got him, I was really proud. It took 4 years to get him to eat like out of a bowl again. He had some, I think, trauma as well, like to loud sounds and things that happened with Julie in the end. So there was like, he would do this thing for a long time where he would take the food off the plate piece by piece and then eat it. And finally, he like made peace with the bowl, one little bite at a time. And that was like not a quirk, but I was like proud of that. Yeah. He was, I miss him. He was really sweet. He was a good little dude.
How are you dealing with the pain of losing a dog?
It's my first time, and the act of, holding him, deciding to put him to sleep and holding him through like the injections. This was difficult. It reminded me of similar to with my grandmother and signing DNR papers. It took much longer with my grandmother, but with Waffle, it took a little bit up until probably just the last couple nights to not keep seeing that last image of him in the vet. So I've been looking at a lot of photos and videos of him to keep like that memory of him, with me. And the extension of my friends' family and her friends and my friends, I'm really fortunate for the support that I've had. And people are really, just checking in, talking about him, sending me videos and photos that they have of him. And just, for me, because of what happened, it's sort of like this piece for myself. I feel like now Waffle and Julie are like together again. When I have a hard moment, I tell myself that, and it, whatever you believe, it's what I'm telling myself now so that it gives me peace.
Are you ever going to potentially try to get another dog? Is that something that you've considered?
Yes. I definitely have. It wouldn't be for a while because it's been a lot, especially the last year with all the medications and just, it was a lot. And the grief process. Mm-hmm. But I really fell in love with the companionship and the love I thought about maybe like getting a cat again too. But then again, I think of holding any other animal and I still get super sad because it's not Waffle. So I'm still in this phase, you know?
Yeah.
But I love the companionship of the animal in the house and their presence. It's so calming and healing. So knowing what that's like, I mean, that's something I already miss. So yeah, I will have another pet.
Let everyone know how wonderful of a dog Waffle was. Let's give him a nice public eulogy of Mr. Waffle.
Oh,
and to
yes,
tell the world
Mr.
how great he was.
Yeah, Waffle Caton. Super special dog, knew how to make you feel loved. You know, and I think that's special for anybody to experience in any dog. I'm just so grateful for him because he really did save me. You know, so I think that he had this ability to patiently help me through a really dark time, you know, and he had a wild sense of humor. And so that was also like a little jokester. So I'm just, I you know, it's like he had a very healing soul. Yeah. And I will greatly miss him. But you know, cycles happen, and I feel like he felt also maybe, I think he felt we were mutually like, okay, we're okay, we've gone through this, and it's like, it's time. Yeah, both transformed like a lot together the last 4 years. So I think
he was happy with his job he did for you. You know, he's like, look what I did. So
yeah, I've been watching, funny, the movie As Good As It Gets actually a lot lately because it helps me like not miss him. So there's all these like cute little moments that the presence is around. So yeah, thank you for this. I really appreciate the opportunity and space to just remember, you know, a very good friend of mine and, you know, of just a special healing moment in my life that I never thought was going to happen. I don't think anybody expects that, you know, the specialty of pets before they have them until they do.
Well, thanks for sharing your time and your stories with us. And as we remember Waffle today, can you tell everyone watching how they can reach you and get a hold of you and what you got going on?
Yes. On social media, it's at Marissa Almanik, my name, or rebelinvenus.com. And so that's the novel I have out right now. But also on rebelinvenus.com has the link. It's the link to my company. So everything is umbrellaed there. And I'm, on social media, no fancy name, just my real name.
Thank you so much. It was great to get to know you a little bit here on the call. I really appreciate you sharing this story and making time for it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you soon.